Alright, YouTubers, my name's Eric, and I just wanted to show you what I did. I've seen a lot of forums about how to do reverse lights on your Mavericks and everything, but not a how-to video. So this is kind of a quick rundown of the how-to. These are my reverse lights. I got them from off of the Commander forum. There was a website called GenRight. I do not suggest GenRight, even though these are really nice and 2-inch. However, it was like, with shipping, they were only like $30, but then they charged like $15 just for shipping for these little two things. So I don't recommend them. So if you can find another different 2-inch, that's fine. But I really liked them. They're they're LED. So how I did it, obviously, is you just run your power to a micro switch or a limiter switch. And then how I grounded them, instead of just, a lot of people make the mistake of running them all the way to the negative battery. But anyways, I ran a wire down through here and grounded it to my frame on both sides. To these. Ignore this wire, that's my blinkers that I have on here. I just got to retie that up. And sorry for the dirt. And then obviously there's my exhaust that I'm hooked up and put in there as DC Sports. Anyway, so when you ran the wires, I just came all the way through here, up underneath, and then the hardest part was literally trying to get the micro switch set up. And I'll see if I can get it in there. Basically, you got to take off your center console, and then you got to unbolt this. But anyways, I used a lot of JB Weld. This was like just basically a $10 micro switch. I bought a couple bigger ones off eBay. They got here pretty quick. However, when I thought they would have a good enough size hole for I could do a self-tapping screw, but when I started to crank down on the self-tapping screw, it shattered them. So they're in pieces down here. Just they broke. So this is a real small one. So I just JB welded it. Took about a day for everything to set in there. Anyways. Not pretty, but these are the screw-on tabs instead of the quick connect tabs. Basically, you got your two hots coming in for your lights coming in on. Most people say, oh, you need a micro switch with the open where it's normally open. So when you push down, it completes the circuit. Well, every micro switch that I've ran into, or limiter switch is what they're actually called. There's one position where it's always on, and until you press it, and then it disconnects it, and then there's another position that's where it's off or open until you press down on it and it connects the circuit. So there's always 3 tabs. So you got 2 tabs, one for the open, one for the closed side of it, and then you have a third one that says common. Well, first one I made the mistake is thinking for some reason you had to ground it, but it's not grounded. It basically, the common is coming basically. It goes, that's your hot wire coming in from your battery or your fuse or however you got it ran. But anyways, and then when I got a JB welded in here, it's right there. I had to bend it a little bit because after it set everything, it went in there. But anyways, I can actually shift, go into my reverse, and you hear it click. And then, with that being said, I just got it connected to a hot wire that I have. So those are lit up pretty good right there. I'll turn the key on so you can see what it looks like with the tail lights. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to take the key out of my pocket. Again, I'm sorry, my buggy's dirty. I don't ever have time to wash it usually. But anyways. And that's about what it looks like with the lights. So, not really clear. Kind of close it off there. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's what it looks like. And then, well, obviously, when I can go through all my gears without it interfering with the micro switch. So I can go on into my other ones and see it's pretty good, releases. And then I can go all the way to my park. Yep, so yep, there's that. But yeah, that's basically how I did it. And then like I got a fuse block back behind the console here, and where it's constantly hot, so I can just plug into that. But a lot of people tell you that you need to put a relay on there. I did not do a relay. These are LEDs, so it doesn't take a lot of power to do them, and they don't come on unless I actually put it in reverse and go. I put my shifter on there the other day, so that's the cleanest thing on here. But yeah, so if you have any questions or concerns, you know, I just went to a little electronic store like a Radio Shack, which are closing down, but just a little electronic store. Sell that little piece right there. And then set it up. So hopefully this video will help you for all those who want to put reverse lights on and didn't really have a video on how to do it. But like I said, there's a frame right here. The frame's right here. And then it was blurry. And then like I said, I JB welded the snot out of that, and it's not moving or anything. So the hotter it gets down there, the harder that JB weld gets. So it ain't gonna go nowhere. And then I just bent the micro switch out just so it'll catch it. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment or ask a question. I'll try to. This is my first YouTube video, so please don't judge me too harshly. Just a quick, I have a 2016 Maverick XDS Turbo Max. I got my kicker. My kicker system in here. I got basically these two front speakers right here. A little bit of overkill. I got these two right there, marine speakers. And then I also have this little, it's called a QB8L7 subwoofer. I get a pretty good hookup. My in-laws work for them, so I get them really cheap. They actually work at the home office of Kicker. And then I got this little JBL waterproof thing. So I got my mirror, and then I got 42-inch curved light bar at the top here. And then this windshield's a split windshield. It folds. This is just a little old cheapy one. I think I paid $149 for it. And it's not too bad. It's just, it sucks that you got to screw them on right here with a bolt. And then these are just rubbered on there. I might go with, I need to get a half windshield. That works just fine. Like I said, 42-inch light bar right there. And then I got this little 6-inch LED light right there. This is a Bad Dog bumper. I got a worn 3,500 pound synthetic winch. Mosquitoes are horrible here. And then I put a heater in it, so for the winter time, I had a soft cab on here, and I wasn't pleased with the soft cab, and I went ahead and broke down and bought these doors, the Dragonfire Highboy doors. But anyways, I got a heater here, so it's hooked up to where I can just turn on. I got the vents right there, and I got a couple going into the floor there. Pro Armor 2-inch 4-point harnesses on the front. I built this bar. I basically took a 2-inch LED lamp clamps, and I had a 2-inch piece of pipe that I welded some threads onto. And that works pretty good. It's been like a total of, well, I bought this 8-foot or 12-foot pole pipe, piece of 2-inch pipe for $15. So, and then just I had a bunch of bolts laying around and a little bit of sheet metal that the end capped on. So I just measured it out and welded them up, and it's pretty solid. About to do the same thing for the rear. Freaking pain in the ass to get the rear seats out, just so I could do these doors, the Highboy doors, which I really love. I really love these Dragonfire doors. And then, yeah, I'm about to do basically another concept for this. Instead of having the whole tube go across right here and then having it tubed up right here, I'm gonna have two partial tubes. I already have it built over there. It's laying over there by my carport. So I'll come all the way out about right here, just on this side, and then I'll take a little bit of a flat. I have some flat metal that I'm just gonna weld, just the arc that you normally see on them. I see some of them like that, so I'm just gonna build my own. And then But yeah, that's basically it. I got the hard roof on it with the with the skylight. Dirty. I'll start this for those of you who really don't know what the DC Sports sounds like. I'll start it up for you. I'm about to put a new battery in it because the battery I have is not big enough. Sounds pretty good. The phone doesn't do it any justice, but yeah. I got the MSA M12 wheels. Again, they're dirty. And then there's little M12 wheels. I like them. They're a little 14-inch. I got turn signals. Basically, it's street legal where I live, even though you can't ride them on the street. But I can ride them on my street. But in Oklahoma, they don't do it. But anyways, I got indicator light here, and then my indicator light on the front. eBay is like the greatest place, or Amazon. And these are, well, no, I guess part of those went out, but these are just those LED strip lights. And obviously, I got the one on the right. So, and then the front, obviously. And then my horn got disconnected, but I put a horn on it. But you know, you can put the hazards on, so it runs all of them. And then I got the big light bars. I had another rear light bar, but the fuse blew and I took it off, so I'm just going to put like a little 6-inch pod light to the rear so I can have it on the cab. I gotta have this. I'm going to the dunes next weekend, or the weekend after, but just never been to the dunes, so I just ride around the house on some mud right there. But anyways, if y'all are interested in doors or something like that, I really suggest these Dragonfire doors. Or spend the $1,100 to get them, $1,200, whatever you want to spend. Granted, they're a pain in the ass to put on, but they are so worth it. I love these things. Lots of room. I mean, I'm like 6'1", but I'm not very big wide-wise, but you know, there's plenty of room. I can put my arm out there, not a big deal. And yeah, I got this KFI 4,500 or 3,500 pound synthetic winch. That wasn't too bad. I go to the cheaper routes, but they all seem to be pretty good products. These light bars are just cheapies. And then I got that at O'Reilly's. That's pretty sweet. I like that a lot. So it gives it character. And then I just, with my switch, my inside switch, instead of doing a toggle, I just put it on the console right there, so I can go in and out. And then obviously it's got I have the remote that I can plug in, which I hooked up right there. You can kind of see it right there by my build. That's where I plug it in at. So for my standalone. And then this L7. These come with lights, but I don't wire up the lights. It's just too much of a hassle. There's so many dang lights where you can change them where they change colors, but they're just nasty. So, but yeah, there she is. This is my 2016 XDS Turbo. No engine mods, no clutch mods, which I need to. It's still on the original belt. It's got about 60 hours on it or so. But yeah, I'll upload it. You can send me emails, questions, or whatever. I think the next thing I'm going to get is these fender flares, because I'm tired of... I put 2-inch wheel spacers on there. So basically I'm on the RS width instead of so I'm 4 inches wider instead of the regular 64 inches. You can see those wheel spacers in there. Much more steady. I don't have to work. It doesn't want to flip as easy, or seems like, you know, if you hit a hard turn, it doesn't want to. They want to roll a little bit, but even with this, it'll want to roll, but not as easy. But it does make it a little bit harder to turn. So, anyways, that's my ride. So if you have any questions on how to do your light for your reverse lights, that's basically it. I know I went through some other things there, but once you're done with my lights, you can basically stop the video. Anyways, again, sorry for the mess. You don't have to worry about subscribing. I don't have to make very many videos. I might start, but yeah. Just let me know what you think if you have any questions.